Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Cover Wars, the podcast where we find you the best covers ever of great songs. With me, as always, is Seth. Seth, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you today?
I'm not doing too bad. I'm your host, aJaX. We've got a great show in store for you, but Seth, there is some news to share up top. What is that news?
So my friend Jeffrey had a wonderful pick, and he was supposed to be on this episode, but due to technical difficulties, he couldn't be on. So we're going to pretend like he's here and give his picks.
He's definitely going to, the heart of Jeffrey is still going to be pumping through this entire episode because we have his picks. I don't know the picks. Only Seth knows the picks, so there'll still be a surprise reveal to me, unfortunately, but we're going to have Jeffrey on again very soon. But hey, what did Jeffrey pick for the pick for Cover Wars this week?
So today we're doing Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Keep on warring. Cover Wars, the podcast where we find you the top 3 covers of our popular song. We pull from a curated playlist of 20 different versions. We reveal our top 5 favorites, then we battle it out in a cover war, where we reveal what we've determined, culminating in the best cover ever of a popular song.
All right, so Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder. Do you remember why Jeffrey chose to do... We have yet another Stevie Wonder song. This is like the third one in 10 weeks, which is great. But why did Jeffrey choose Stevie Wonder's Higher Ground?
So this is one that he knew was familiar with some covers, and he really enjoyed them. He told me that some of them were his like a pump-up music, so he really appreciated like this song in general. But the covers he was really familiar with, so that's why he chose it.
Makes sense. So yeah, legendary song, iconic, and the fact that there's one specific cover that comes to mind immediately, but how many covers were you introduced to with the song?
Well, I knew a couple. I think years and years ago I heard some other ones, but it had been so long that I had forgotten about them. It was just the one like you're talking about.
But Jeffrey mentioned he knew several, so
yes.
It would have been nice to get his take on it, but we're gonna pretend like he's all over this episode. We've got his picks. So if at home you want to play along with us, all you got to do is check out our playlist down below for the YouTube and Spotify playlist. If you're listening and you have access to the Spotify playlist, just type in Higher Ground covers and you can see if your top 3 match our quintessential top 3. All right, so we're going to kick things off with Jeffrey's pick. Seth, what is Jeffrey's pick for number 5?
So at number 5, he's got the Blind Boys of Alabama.
All right, so Blind Boys of Alabama, this is from the album called Higher Ground, released in 2002. Blind Boys of Alabama still at 141,000 monthly listeners, a legendary Grammy-winning gospel group formed in 1939. That's right, 1939, at the Alabama Institute for the Negro Blind over an 8-decade career. They survived the Jim Crow South, helped soundtrack the Civil Rights Movement, and transcended gospel to collaborate with artists like Ben Harper, Prince, and Tom Waits, just to name a few. So why do you think Jeffrey chose this one for his number 5?
He's a big fan of jazz and blues, and I think that the blues in this one felt so natural. I felt like that was kind of lending towards his flavor.
Nice. What did you think of this version? I'm curious.
I wrote down heavy blues, rock take, strong delivery, very well done. It was so precise. It's just performed well, and they delivered right in their pocket.
Yeah, I thought this was a nice wah-wah bluesy version that sounds gritty, electric, and it's very much a vibe. It has a nice vocal trade-off here through the track, and it blends some nice elements of blues, soul, and rock. And the instrumentation is superb. While I don't have this ranked very high, you gotta respect this group for everything they've brought to music over the years. Just incredible stuff here. So the only gripe I have is that it's a little lengthy. It's a little over 6 minutes long, so you do have to put in the time for it. But very good. Now, this is going to be a little difficult for you. and telling me why Jeffrey picked him, because you're not going to know why. So I'm going to try to remember not to ask you that every time. But I am very curious to know, what is your number 5?
My number 5, I went jazz, so I got Ida Sand.
Preachers, keep on preaching.
Ida Sand. All right. Good stuff here. I'll tell you a little bit about Ida. It's from the album Meet Me Around Midnight from 2007. Ida is currently at 334,000 monthly listeners. She's a Swedish jazz singer, pianist, and composer known for her soulful, blues-drenched voice and seamless blend of jazz, gospel, and R&B. She was born in Stockholm into a musical family. She emerged as a prominent solo artist, releasing acclaimed albums on the ACT music label. So why did you choose Ida Sand for number 5?
So I wrote down nice jazz take, delicate vocals, strong piano keyboards. Jeffrey and I both agreed it sounded a lot like Diana Krall, and we're both fans of hers, so that, we kind of noted that tone in her vocal.
Yeah, I picked up on that too. I thought it was a nice and smooth jazz vocal with an attitude. It's got a welcome blend of instruments at play here, and her vocals continue to reach new heights as the song progresses. It's very pleasant, relatable rendition, and I found it very enjoyable. So very nice. So are you ready for my number 5?
I gotta know.
Okay. Well, at number 5, I went with Byron Miller. This is from the album Psycho Bass, released in 2015. Byron's at 36,000 monthly listeners. Byron Psycho Bass Miller is an American bassist renowned for his percussive melodic talking bass style that anchors classic funk, soul, jazz, and R&B music. He's widely recognized for his decades-long collaboration with keyboard legend George Duke, including his iconic bass solo on the 1977 anthem Reach For It, and for touring as the bedrock bassist for none other than Luther Vandross for over 15 years. Yeah, so this version had a slow intro to it, but then you hear the music kick in, and then a nice, pleasant R&B tone with a funky psycho bass in the background, and smooth and silky, buttery vocals layer over it as a true R&B version of the song starts to play. Then he goes into this falsetto, and it's just a sweet sound that really takes you on a journey. I love this one so much. It keeps you guessing the whole time, and I like the surprises all the way through. What did you think of Byron Miller's version?
I simply wrote down great guitar, drums, lovely reimagining. There's something about this version that was very cool because it was unique, and I like that about this playlist. There's a few unique versions, and this one stood out.
Absolutely. All right. Good deal. So, what did Jeffrey choose for his number 4?
So his number 4 is Playing for Change.
I'm so glad that he let me try it again.
Oh, wow. Okay. So Playing for Change, tell you a little bit about this. They're at 420,000 monthly listeners. This is from the album PFC 2, Songs Around the World, released in 2011, a multimedia music project and movement created to connect the world through music. Founded in 2002 by Mark Johnson and Whitney Krenke, the project gained international fame for Songs Around the World videos, which feature global musicians layering tracks outdoors. This version features vocals from Clarence Becker of Amsterdam and TT Sira of South Africa. So any idea why he would have chosen this for number 4? If not, it's okay. We'll go ahead and ask you. What did you think?
I would say the blues again. I would say that he is a big blues fan, and this had a unique sound to it, so it probably stood out from other blues takes.
I told myself I wouldn't keep asking you
That's
that, and
okay.
yet I did.
I mean,
I'll try to remember for next time. But what did you think of the Playing for Change version?
I thought it was a wonderful blues acoustic take. It had an earnestness to it that was right there, and it just really played well.
Yeah, I love the guitar intro here with the subtle piano keys. It's an excellent collaboration of artistry around the world, a nice global showcase of talent honoring an incredible song. And while I really enjoyed it, there was no standout moments for me, though, so I didn't rank it very high, but I still appreciated what it brought here with the international flair, especially. So, Seth, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is no stranger to the podcast, Eric Clapton.
Soldiers, Keep on warring.
Eric Clapton. Who is that? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, many covers on our show from Mr. Eric Clapton. So, from conception and interpretation of Stevie Wonder's songs, this is, of course, a tribute album that this is taken from. Eric Clapton at 13.6 million monthly listeners, and that's just from his solo work. Born in 1945, Eric Clapton is an English rock and blues guitarist, singer, and songwriter, widely regarded as one of the most influential guitarists in history. He uniquely bridged electric blues and rock. He is the only three-time inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So why did you choose Eric Clapton for number 4 here?
I wrote down funky, bluesy, rock take. Loved the bass and drums to add to the great vocal. It kind of stood out to me. It was reminiscent of the original, but had its own little flair, and I liked that.
Yeah, I thought it was a true understanding of the assignment. This has everything you want in a cover, true homage to the original, and just a remarkable version that delivers the essence of that Stevie Wonder sound. So very nice here for number 4. Are you ready for my number 4?
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and tell you, it's Foreplay with Take 6.
I'm just so glad he let me try it again.
This is from the Best of Foreplay compilation released in 1997. Foreplay are at 420,000 monthly listeners. Take 6, nearly 100,000 monthly listeners. Foreplay is renowned American contemporary jazz supergroup, celebrated for their polished, accessible blend of smooth jazz, R&B, and pop. Formed in 1990, the band's core style hinges on equal contributions from all 4 members, allowing each instrumentalist to showcase their virtuosic chops. Take 6 is widely celebrated as the most awarded a cappella group in history. The multi-platinum 6-member sextet seamlessly blends gospel, jazz, R&B, and pop. Renowned for their intricate harmonies, they have collaborated with legends like Stevie Wonder, Quincy Jones, and Whitney Houston. This one just sounds so good. I couldn't get over how great it sounded. Nice, smooth production from just such a long time ago, too. I mean, we're talking about the 90s when we didn't have all the bells and whistles we do now. Just blew me away. I look forward to listening to it each time on the playlist. It was just a treasure, and I still can't believe how good it sounds. Ear candy, especially the piano and bass combo. Excellent collab. Seth, what did you think of Foreplay with Take 6?
I wrote down smooth jazz R&B sound. Great liberties taken on this one. I'm a fan of both of them. So I was very well aware when I heard the song come on the playlist. I was like, yeah, okay, I know who that is. So it was pretty cool to hear them on the to know they did a cover of Higher Ground is pretty cool.
So Seth, what did Jeffrey choose for his number 3?
At number 3, he's got the legendary great Etta James.
Etta James. All right. Nice. Okay. So I'll tell you a little bit about Etta James, as if you don't already know about Etta, but this was released initially on her self-titled 1973 album. That's right, the same year as the Stevie Wonder song. It's also from Heart and Soul, a retrospective released in 2011. She is at 8.5 million monthly listeners still to this day. Born Jamesetta. That's right. Her name was Jamesetta, and she cut it into Etta James, which is great. Hawkins in 1938, Etta James was a legendary American singer whose powerful voice bridged rhythm and blues, soul, jazz, rock, and roll, and gospel. Discovered as a teenager, she launched her career in 1954 and built an iconic legacy with the timeless classic At Last, of course. Let's just go ahead and ask you, what did you think of Etta James' version?
So I thought it was surprisingly funky. It's a great vocal performance and a wonderful instrumentation. I really felt like this had everything you could want in a take, and I'm sure Jeffrey felt the same way.
Yeah, I mean, it's Etta James, right? So what's nice, though, is that it was released in the 70s. She still had that powerhouse voice.
Yes.
I mean, just incredible. She certainly brought it here on this track, and that timbre in her voice, the places she can go with it, nobody's going to bring her down. She really put her stamp on it. Love this version. So very cool. Seth, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is The Blind Boys of Alabama.
Wow. Say, is that a match or is that a match?
That's a match.
Okay, why did you have them at number 3?
So the Blind Boys of Alabama, yeah, it was a strong delivery. The blues slash rock kind of thing going on there was interesting. I know they tend to lean towards more bluesy gospel music, and so like the heavier version was kind of ear catching to me. And I'm well familiar with them with their work with Ben Harper. Just love that sound.
Nice. Okay. So our first match of the evening is at number 3. Jeffrey had Blind Boys of Alabama at number 5. Seth comes in at number 3 with them. Are you ready for my number 3?
I can't wait.
Well, I was almost certain I would have this at number 1 because it was the only version I had heard or was familiar with until we started this, and that is Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah, so number 3 is where they come in initially from the album Mother's Milk in 1990. They're at 46.4 million monthly listeners. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are an iconic American rock band, albeit polarizing. Formed in LA in 1983, famed for their genre-bending mix of punk rock, alternative rock, and funk, they are one of the best-selling bands of all time, having sold over 120 million records worldwide. So, rightfully, this is the most popular version of the song. It's catapulted the band into the mainstream. Without this song, we may never have heard, much of them ever again. Like, they were just one of those bands that needed a hit. They've been around for a while. They made several albums before Mother's Milk, but it was this track that set them off. This was the one that did it for them. It just catapulted them into the mainstream. Superstardom, in fact. They captured the funk elements. It took them to new heights. This is loud and fast and funky and fresh and brought the song to an altogether new audience. It is a timeless rock version that maintains the integrity of the original, all the while putting an entire original spin on a classic. Seth, I got to know, what did you think of Red Hot Chili Peppers' version?
In comparison with Stevie Wonder's, it's a fresh rock take that commands your attention, and it really holds your attention. And this is really what I was familiar with the most as far as this playlist goes as well. And in fact, when I was younger, I thought that was the original. So, it was a big deal to me as well. So, yeah, I highly get why you put it in your top 5 for sure.
Yeah, when you first think of Stevie Wonder, Higher Ground is not the first song you think of. So, yeah, when you think of Red Hot Chili Peppers, though, you might think of this song because it was such a hit for them. So, I'm shocked that it wasn't higher, even though it's at number 3. I was kind of shocked, but there are 2 that I liked more. And so, Seth, I got to know, what is Jeffrey's number 2?
So Jeffrey's number 2 is Ike and Tina Turner.
I see. Okay. I'm familiar with their work. So this is from amongst other compilations, The Collection, Ike and Tina's The Collection, released in 2008. They're collectively at 1 million monthly listeners. They're an R&B rock duo whose explosive stage presence transformed soul music in the 60s and 70s, known for powerhouse hits and tumultuous personal history. They shaped modern rock before Tina escaped the abusive marriage to become an iconic solo superstar. And by way of comparison, Tina at 12.9 million monthly listeners. Let me just ask you, what do you think of Ike and Tina's version of the song?
So I wrote down funky, nice rendition. It was like a time capsule. I felt like this version out of all of the versions was more time capsule-y than any of the other ones. It really took you back to then, like when it was recorded. And I feel like it still holds up to that time and era.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I thought it was a very dialogue-driven version as well. Tina's electrifying voice at the front and center where it should be. The instruments tend to go a little all over the place, though. So that's the only reason I don't personally have it ranked higher. While Tina maintains her powerful conviction, the backing instrumentation seems a little at odds with itself until the fade out at the end. But you got to respect it. I mean, it's still really, really good. So, Seth, I am very curious to know, what do you have at number 2?
Well, I can ease your mind a little bit. My number 2 is the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Strangers, Keep on breathing.
Okay. All right. Very nice. So why do you have them here at number 2?
So it just really, it's one of those versions that I can't get enough of. I keep coming back to it, and it somehow gets better and better every single time. And like I said, it's one that I really was familiar with as a young person. So yeah, I just, it just holds up. That's all I can say.
I mean, you can't deny it. It's so good. Even if you don't like Red Hot Chili Peppers, you can't listen to the song and say with a straight face that you don't like it. I mean, come on, it's so good. So, very cool. Seth, are you ready for I'm ready to talk about this one, but are you ready for my number 2?
Oh, I can't wait.
So this is an artist I had never heard of in my life. And then I heard this and I'm like, who is this? And so I had to look and I was shocked, and it's crazy, but it's Rowetta.
While your people, they keep on dying.
Rowetta's my number 2. This is from the 2005 self-titled album. She's got 23,000 monthly listeners. Rowetta Ida, born January 5th, 1966, is a British soul and dance music singer. She rose to prominence in the early 90s as the iconic backing vocalist for the Manchester band Happy Mondays. And it later became a household name after reaching the quarterfinals on the first series of the X Factor, which, in the UK they call it series. So, first of all, wasn't in any of those households, so didn't know her by name. But what a voice. Like, seriously, no idea who this was. And I'm so darn glad I got to hear this for this first, second, and dozen plus times I heard it. She has such a powerful and commanding voice. The backing music really hangs in there, but she is the star of the show and the song, and the background vocals just add to it as well. This is one of the most surprising finds throughout the history of our show, in my opinion, because I seriously, I'm just shocked that I've never heard of this person. Beyond fascinated by Rowetta, and it was almost my number 1.
Wow.
So Seth, I am dying to know, what did you think of Rowetta's version?
I wrote down powerhouse vocal, nice band. So the band was very instrumental in the being a good version, and I thought it was a unique sound. It was different than a lot of the other takes, and I appreciate that with this playlist. Like I said,
I think if we were to compare one, it's closest to aJaX version, but I actually liked it a lot better than the aJaX version. So yeah, and I like what you said there. The band really does do it justice too, because that's what you worry with a lot about these covers, where it's just the singer, and so they're relying on a band to do it. And yeah, they knocked it out of the park. So very cool. Okay, here we go into our number 1s. We've had all of two matches so far. Seth, what did Jeffrey choose for his number 1?
Jeffrey chose Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Wow. All right. Okay. So we have 3, 2, 1 going on. I have them at 3, which is crazy looking back at your guys' choice, because you have them at 2 and Jeffrey has them at 1. So what if you did have to rack your brain, why do you think you put them at number 1?
I mean, it's the most iconic. I feel like, I won't go into detail about this because I want to talk about it at the end of the podcast, but it's the most iconic version of the song, I feel like. And that being said, it just translates well to more of a rock take, and they just do it justice in a way that I don't know anybody else could with that style.
Yeah, and it's also one of the not just most well-known covers of all time. Many different magazines and many different online sites have this as one of, if not the best cover of all time too. So yeah, I mean, like you said, you didn't even know it was, there was an original, and that it was by Stevie Wonder for a long time. I still think many people out there in the world who hear this think it's just their song, and Stevie Wonder had nothing to do with it, which is sad. But at the same time, it's like, well, they'll find out eventually, I hope. So going into our number 1 now, Seth, what is your number 1?
My number 1 is a bit of a surprise, I bet. I got the Isley Brothers and Santana.
Wow, yeah, a little bit of a surprise, although those names are about as elite as it gets. So yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about this. And this was a later entry. This is a couple artists that are very, very aged, but also their status speaks for itself. This is from the double bill album Power of Peace, released in 2017. Isley Brothers still at 4.1 million monthly listeners. Santana at 20.4 million monthly listeners. The album was conceived by Carlos Santana as a form of spiritual divine medicine to counteract fear and division in the world. The track list is comprised of uplifting covers, focusing on messages of love, peace, and unity, alongside standards spanning blues and jazz. So why did you have this at number 1?
Big fan of both of them. So it's a fun, powerful take. Great vocals and guitars. The guitars were just insanely good on this track. And it just played so well. And I thought the strength of the vocal, like it was like an aching almost. And I felt like that was just really what I needed to hear. And it was really just right on point.
Well, that's interesting that you liked it so much as far as the vocals are concerned, because this one I was kind of at odds with. We have some legendary performers here collaborating, but they're doing this well along in age, and unfortunately for me, it shows, especially on the vocal side of things. But you can't deny their musicianship and all their contributions to the music industry. When Santana comes in with his signature licks, though, the song just takes off. But man, I wish they did this 30 years ago, so we had that older sound, but with their younger voices. But I'm just picky like that. I don't know. Then also, what was with the basketball dialogue?
I loved it.
A lot of legendary basketball players, mind you, but a lot of just listing off some basketball names in there. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I didn't hate it. I just thought it was weird. I don't know if they were trying to use that. Was this like an NBA Finals like song or something in that year? It could be. I'm sure it had something to do with NBA in 2017. But interesting. So yeah, it was a shocking choice for number 1 there. But perhaps you will be even more shocked at me picking my number 1. We'll see. I don't know. Are you ready for my number 1?
I am ready.
Okay, so my number 1 is this guy named Eric Clapton.
Keep on lying.
So this version, simply remarkable, and it just delivers that essence of the original. I thought it was just an homage. All the funk and R&B elements are here, but you really get a great Clapton vocal, which isn't always the case. So this is what sold it for me. This time around, not only does he do the song justice, he knocks it out of the park. You can tell he really wanted the lyrics to be the star of the show and not just his guitar work. His guitar actually took a little bit of a back seat until you really hear the solo work at the end. I thought it was very inspiring. Everything about this version just works. Triumphantly my number 1. And so, oh, by the way, that's another match. So got some interesting things at play here as we get into our honorable mentions. Does Jeffrey have any honorables at 7 and then 6? So it's number 7 and then it's number 6. You got them.
Jeffrey 7 was Ida Sand.
Okay. All right. We got a little match going there with yours. And then what about number 6?
Jeffrey 6 was Foreplay and Take 6.
Take 6. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Seth, what is your number 7?
My number 7 is Playing for Change.
Wow. Okay. Another match with his number 5 or number 4 choice. Okay. And then what's your number 6?
Scandalous All-Stars.
Wow. Okay. All right. So since we haven't talked about them yet, let's give us a little bit of history on the Scandalous All-Stars, which are a ska supergroup from the album Hit Me in 1997. They're at 2,028 monthly listeners. Led by frontman Vic Ruggiero of the Slackers, the group featured members from notable acts like the Scatolites, Mephistopheles, Agent 99, and the Klezmatics. They were a prominent Americana ska supergroup formed in the late 90s. The band was built from an all-star rotating lineup of musicians from New York ska, punk, and reggae scene. So why did you like this so much?
So the ska reggae sound was just wonderful. Great instrumentation and great vocals.
Yeah, I love the vocals. That two-tone element can get a little overbearing, though. I didn't hate it, but I thought even with, you got the trumpet, got the sax, got the organ coming in, that two-tone was a little overbearing for me. They put it up top a little too close. I think it would have been nicer if they hit it a little bit. I mean, but that's what ska was. Yeah, that's where it came from. So it's kind of the point, but also in like buried a little bit. Throw the other instruments up front, just so we get the elements of play here. But I like it. I like that you put it at number 6, right? Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for my number 7 and number 6?
Yes, I am.
At number 7, I had Wildwood Ken, probably the youngest group of this whole thing, from the Voices of Equilibrium EP, released in 2018. They are 10,000 monthly listeners, an English alt, folk, and Americana trio. Later became a duo. It just renowned for seamless family harmonies, ambient acoustic sound, and indie rock influences. This one spoke to me because I love the nice humming background. It reminds me of a band I used to listen to called Isley that I really love. The first to second verse transition was awesome, and then the second verse to chorus transition was amazing. The drums were fantastic as well. The whole rendition was just a cool take and brought a lot of new elements not featured in other versions. Harmonies were great, but that humming and hand clap was superb. So love the Wildwood Ken. And then at number 6, I had Robert Randolph and Clark Sisters. And that's from the Oh Happy Day compilation released in 2009. Robert Randolph at 106,000 monthly listeners. Clark Sisters at 102,000 monthly listeners. Near perfect gospel-infused collab that takes the song to new heights, never loses steam. Vocals just came together very nicely and play well off each other. So it's a lovely, inspiring collab here. All right, so that gets us into our cover wars, and our cover war, I should say. And what do you think? What are you thinking? Got a very clear number 1 and a very clear number 2. Number 3.
I think number 3 is the Blind Boys of Alabama.
I think you might be right. Let me give it a little once over here in my eyeball land. So we have 6.
That's what I've got.
Dang it, you're right. Not that I didn't want them to be in there, but I wanted my 4th lane take 6 in there. All right, Seth. Yeah, you're right. It's gonna be Blind Boys. All right. I dig this though. We have a good collection here. So are we ready to stampity stamp this?
I do believe, yeah.
Boom, stampity stamp it. Here are your top 3 cover versions of a little song called Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder. At number 3, The Blind Boys of Alabama. At number 2, Eric Clapton. And your number 1 version, you may have guessed, of Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder is indeed Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, we did it. We've done it. It's done. It's stamped. And now we're going to get into some fun here with a little bit of a song bio. Seth, stop me anytime if you need to say anything at all about Higher Ground. But Stevie Wonder's Higher Ground is a 1973 funk classic from his magnum opus, Inner Visions. That's right, Inner Visions. The song explores themes of reincarnation, spiritual awakening, and the perseverance required to reach a higher state of consciousness. It famously addresses perseverance, new beginnings, and faith. Wonder recorded and produced the track in a remarkably fast fashion. He played nearly all the instruments himself, notably providing the instantly recognizable hypnotic rhythm using a Moog synthesizer and a Mootron 3 envelope filter pedal to create a wah-wah clavinet sound. Wonder recorded the track before being involved in a near-fatal car crash in August 1973 that left him in a coma for 4 days. He later described the rapid recording process as an inner feeling that he needed to get his work out, calling the subsequent recovery his second chance for life. Early, and that is noted in the lyrics of the song Higher Ground, so darn glad you let me try it again. Early in his recovery, when he was unresponsive, his road manager hummed the melody into his ear, and Wonder responded by moving his finger to the music. So almost like a backwards backwards inspiration. It's very strange. It reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the R&B charts. So, Seth, this is about the time where I would give Jeffrey the trivia question, but since Jeffrey's internet was not friendly tonight, can I give you his trivia question? Are you ready?
Oh, please, bring it on.
Okay. So, here we go. The Red Hot Chili Peppers' famed version of the song was not featured in which of the following films and TV shows? A, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. B, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. C, Beavis and Butthead. Or D, Leaving Las Vegas. So we're looking for the one that was not featured in. No, it was featured in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Really?
The answer is Leaving Las Vegas. Not
really.
Featured.
You got me with that one.
You get Nicolas Cage singing in that, but you don't get the Red Hot Chili Peppers version. So we sent out a question. Speaking of Red Hot Chili Peppers, since they do have the most famous version, and we already asked in another episode what everyone's favorite Stevie Wonder song is, I thought it'd be fun to ask, what is your favorite Red Hot Chili Pepper song? And so my personal one is Soul to Squeeze from the Coneheads soundtrack. But Seth, what is your favorite Red Hot Chili Pepper song?
I hope you don't mind. It's a tie.
That's fine.
So I've got Scar Tissue and Around the World.
Okay. I love how he goes, all around the world. Anyway, all around the world. Okay, so Red Hot Chili Peppers, they can be pretty polarizing. So there were some people quick to joke around, you know? Here are some of the responses for them jokesters. Somebody says, I like the one where they get really into the bass riff. Yeah, I get it. Somebody said, the only song I like is Knock Me Down. I'm like, okay, well, there's others, but that's good. That's the only song they like. Somebody said, I don't do spicy food. Okay, all right. And then this one kind of like, it's funny, but it's like, it's kind of like a mean jab. It's the meanest of jabs. And that is the last one they ever play. So that's not very nice. That's not very nice at all. So 42.4 something million. I mean, like they still have such a fan base. I think there's a lot of people that pretend to not like them that really, really like them because it's cooler to not, right? The most mentions. What do you think the most mentioned song was for people's favorite on here?
Under the Bridge.
That's correct. It was Under the Bridge, followed by Zephyr Song, Soul to Squeeze, Higher Ground, Snow, Heyo, Give It Away, Aeroplane, and Beyond the Sun. So
Airplane was my first thought, and then I had to think about it, and I was like, I like this other two better.
That from One Hot Minute, that's one of those that it's the Dave Navarro eras. Frusciante wasn't playing with him at the time, but that album is so good, and I have so many memories of One Hot Minute. So. All right, we have some more takes real quick. We've got Ashbury says The Sunset Sleeps for sure. That's a 2011 track, a rare newer vote. Captain Cosmo says, I've been a fan for 34 years. I'm going to say My Lovely Man. So that's an interesting one to be his favorite. Aeon Lotus says, of their less popular stuff, I really like Black Eyed Blonde, Get Up and Jump, and Eddie. Daniel on TikTok says, upon careful consideration of all their fantastic music, I've come to a conclusion my favorite RHCP song is Californication. It's got great lyrics, a great melody, a kick-butt job by Chad Smith on drums, and I don't think Anthony Kiedis ever sounded better on vocals. And then Lou the Drifter, that time they covered the Donna Summer song, I Feel Love. Does that count? And I said, absolutely it counts. We are a cover song podcast after all. So they do some great covers. They really do. And don't forget, the Love Roller Coaster one they did for Beavis and Butthead. All right, so as we move on here, are you ready for some lyrics now?
Yes.
Okay. Here are the lyrics to Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder. People, keep on learning. Soldiers, keep on warring. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Powers, keep on lying, while your people keep on dying. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. I'm so darn glad he let me try it again, 'cause my last time on earth, I lived a whole world of sin. I'm so glad that I know more than I knew then. Going to keep on trying till I reach my highest ground. Teachers, keep on teaching. Preachers, keep on preaching. World, keep on turning, because it won't be too long. Oh no. Lovers, keep on loving. Believers, keep on believing. Sleepers, just stop sleeping, because it won't be too long. Oh no. I'm so glad that he let me try it again, because my last time on Earth, I lived a whole world of sin. I'm so glad that I know more than I knew then. Going to keep on trying till I reach my highest ground. Woo! Till I reach my highest ground. No one's gonna bring me down. Oh no. Till I reach my highest ground. Don't let nobody bring you down. They show enough try. God is gonna show you highest ground. He's the only friend you'll have around, because the rest of the world will bring you down. So, Seth, any of those lyrics stand out to you, or do you have a favorite one, perchance?
I know I say it all the time. I love them all, but my favorite is "I'm so glad that I know more than I knew then." And
Nice.
there's just so many lyrics. You could pick out individual ones for how great they are. The whole song is just amazingly well written.
Yeah, I like one before that. I've alluded to it several times throughout the show, secretively, and that is "I'm so darn glad." I'm so darn glad he let me try it again is just great, because when you think about what that means, it's like, yeah, you get a new lease on life is what the cliche is, but at the same time, like, there's a lot behind that. Like, okay, so now what are you going to do about it? Is the key there, right? So, very good, Seth. I don't know how to ask you this. I was going to be for Jeffrey, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Are you ready for the parody?
Oh, I'm really ready.
Okay, I'm going to take a drink of my blood orange drinky drink here. Okay. So, this is from a villain's perspective. I just want you to know that up top. It's from a bad guy. He's a bad guy, okay? Which
Okay.
is very juxtaposed to the song, the original song. So, here we go. People keep on leaving belongings without checking. And if they aren't retrieving, I can keep them for myself. Phone chargers, I keep on finding, while my battery, it keeps on dying. And these folks, well, they keep not minding when I keep them for myself. I just found another pair of AirPods again. The last time I sold them for $210. I'm so glad that no one ever came to claim them. Gonna keep on making bank from my favorite lost and found. Bleachers, keep producing. The fairgrounds, I keep looting. What I find is my choosing, 'cause it won't be lost for long. Oh no. Drunkards, keep on stumbling. Leavers, keep on leaving. And the droppers won't stop dropping all their valuable items. Thanks, folks. I just found some car keys. Maybe I'll turn them in. Or maybe I'll go check to see which car gets me in. It's just such a shame no one ever came to claim them. Gonna keep on driving, riding past the lonely lost and found. Should've dropped them in that lost and found. Oh well, no one's gonna find them now. Wow, no way. Maybe check the other lost and found. They're probably still out there looking around. They won't find them, but they'll try. And I just scooped them off the ground. I'm almost halfway out of town. Yeah, they'll never track this cop car down. Uh-oh. So anyway, That is that's lost and found by a very evil person, apparently, in that song. So thank you. Shame Jeffrey didn't get to listen, but and I don't think we asked him this. Probably not. But Seth, what do you think? Are any of these covers better? Are any of them better than the original by Stevie Wonder?
So I will say this. I can't speak for Jeffrey. I forgot to ask him. But I did mention that the Red Hot Chili Peppers was probably the most iconic version, but I still feel that the OG is better.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I understand. I mean, this is Stevie Wonder we're talking about. Legend in his making, and he sure made himself one. But I will have to disagree. I will go ahead and say there are three that I like. Three that I like better than the original. And it starts with Red Hot Chili Peppers. Then Rowetta's version. Believe it or not, that one really, really spoke to me. And Eric Clapton, oh my gosh, knocked it out of the park. So I'm going to go with yes on that one. Wow. So I do have a question for you, though, Seth.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
ready to find out what song we're going to be covering next week on Cover Wars?
I am so excited.
So we're bringing my wife back onto the show, Tammy Schroeder. She picked an excellent song. Seth, have you ever wanted to dance with somebody? Have you ever wanted to feel the heat with somebody? We are bringing on a song and covering a song called I Want to Dance with Somebody. Somebody who loved me. Whitney Houston, like we haven't done a Whitney Houston song yet. I think it's a perfect time.
That was the song I wanted to cover myself. So
was it? Well, perfect, because here we are. We got it picked. So next week, I'm super soaked. Super soaked? I'm super soaked, like a Super Soaker 3000. And I'm also super stoked. So Seth, where can the people find us, though, if they want more Cover Wars?
Before I say that, I want to say thank you, Jeffrey, for trying to be on and picking this wonderful song. It's a great playlist, aJaX. You can find us. Actually, I have an announcement. We have merch.
Yeah, we do. Nice shirt there, Seth. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that lovely shirt?
We can find it where I found it on the link in our show description. So you can also find us on Threads at Cover Wars Podcast and Cover Wars Podcast on YouTube. Also TikTok and Facebook at Cover Wars. You can stream us on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon, and email us at coverwarspodcast@gmail.com. And check out our newsletter at coverwars.beehive.com. And once again, for merch, you can go to the notes in our show notes and see our wonderful merch that we've got now. It's so exciting.
We've got shirts, we've got stickers, we've got cups being mugs. We got a hat. Don't worry, we'll be adding more stuff eventually too, but fun little place to shop for some
goodies. And it's really cool stuff. It's not like,
obviously it came out nice. So
yes, it's beautiful.
All right. So, every once in a while, if you're ever out there and you're all alone and you don't know where to go for songs covered by artists other than the original, somebody named Jeffrey and also Seth and I, we got you covered. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. We'll see you next time.